Okay, we've entered into the time zone for the silver bullet, and we're getting our first couple of 5-minute candles here, and it looks like it's bullish. It did create us a fair value gap right here on the 1-minute chart. Let's see if we can take advantage of that and see if it'll go up to clear those highs. If it stays in this range, though, it's not going to really go anywhere. That's the problem. It's already retraced the whole entire drop down in an otherwise sideways market, as we can see on the hourly chart here. And what is my confidence level that it's going to go up over the highs? It's not very confident at all that that's going to take place. So just because we get a fair value gap here on the 1-minute chart doesn't necessarily mean we should have to take it, but I probably will try it anyway. It has proven that it does not necessarily want to go down and sweep those lows there. So I'll probably take this if it comes back down into this little fair value gap range here, right here in that range. So there it is, halfway down. Come on down.
Order filled.
Okay, let me put my stop underneath that and then above that and see if it'll go up. So, okay, we'll give it a try. All right, so what we're doing here is we're trying to do something in this fair value gap right here. Price is underneath the fair value gap candle. Target is at the high of that pivot up there. So we'll see if it works. All right. If it comes down and stops me out, it stops me out. At least I'll give it a try. Here's the fair value gap on the 15-minute chart. So it's agreeing on all these different time charts, so hopefully it'll do something. There's a little area right there on the 15-minute chart, 15-second chart. All right, 15-second chart. We got it on the 5-minute chart. Well, we don't have anything on the 5-minute chart except a real stubborn, stubborn looking situation. And really, I'm taking this trade, seems like basically solely on, the 1-minute and the 15-second, which might not be a good idea. All right. So
Order
I'm
filled.
just going to close it out for break even. I don't like that I'm taking it only on the 1-minute and the 5-minute. If I had a higher time chart giving me some kind of suggestion, this is way, way too choppy in this area to try to push up through right now. So I'm taking the trade off. As much as I want to take the trade, and it may, even if it goes good for me, that's good. I really don't think it's wise just to take the trade only on the 1-minute and the 5-minute. If this didn't look so unreliable, I would be more confident in it. And like I said, even if price goes up over the top, the good habit to develop is to try to understand the higher time charts. And even, the hour chart, it's just choppy and sideways. So it's not a reliable thing for me. Now, see, I'd already be negative on that trade. Like I said, even if it works, I might have been stopped out on that. I had my stop just there it goes out. I would have been stopped out of that trade for a loss had I not gotten out for 1 tick profit. Okay, so I'm glad I realized, I guess I'm so eager to take a trade and to practice the silver bullet technique in this hour period of time in the morning here that I was just looking at the 1-minute and the 15-second. But I'm glad to know that I had some form of wisdom, thank God, that looking at the higher time charts and seeing, a very difficult situation that we got out of that trade. So first trade, break even, nearly lost on that as well. Let's see if we even get a good setup this morning to take a silver bullet. It's very tempting to try this one here as well. Yeah, same kind of concept on the lower time charts. We get a fair value gap. This one was completely gutted through it. We actually went down to this one, didn't it? But it wasn't enough on the higher time charts to make an agreement with us. I didn't see this fair value gap right here. And, right here's a new one.
Almost 10:30, plenty of time here.
At the top. And it's at the top, and it's not on any of the other time charts. So the question is, do you take a stab at it on the 1-minute chart when it's up here at the high range, trying to jump in and go long based on the 1-minute chart only? 1-minute chart gives us a fair value gap. 15-second has some fair value gaps right down here at the bottom. Here's a decent one. And it's chopping around here at 1 in the mid-range. But you have to be pretty confident that it's going to go up. I wish I would have held this trade longer, but I like that trade at the bottom. Why did I take that? Let's see if that can remember why I took that. It had some agreement on the 15-minute chart. Down here's a fair value gap. That's where the price went. So I had not only the the 1-minute chart. I really wanted to get some other charts on there and get it to work. I did 2 trades right here. One of them failed and one of them didn't, but that was before the silver bullet moment. So we're not really talking about those right now on this video. And here's the 1-minute chart with the fair value gap on that. And it may work. It may work. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not too confident in it, so I probably shouldn't take it. Looks like it would be better to come down at least to this level here on the 15-second chart where there's another fair value gap, or even all the way down here where there's another one. Let's draw this one out way down here. Yep, that is actually a fair value gap. And we don't know which one's going to hold, and if any of them hold, On the 15-second chart, trading on just that chart is not the best idea. So we'll wait. I'm not going to take a trade based on just the 15-second chart. I'm just now seeing this, but it could be a valid area of support. This reversal pattern right here, and looks like the top of that is becoming support. And I was almost thinking of this trade right here. Before I saw that, I didn't take it, but right here, just trying to figure out why is that support. And I'm noticing, this area looks like an order block area. And it reversed inside a fair value gap on, I think, right here on the 5-minute chart. There was a fair value gap. And it reversed right there. Let's see what it looks like here again. Let's see CC real quick. Let's see.
Order filled.
Let's see if I can get in on that. What it's going to do here. It might just fail, but interested in seeing how this works out. Is it going to stop me out?
Stop filled.
It did. So this area right here, this is a fair value gap down here now.
Order filled.
I'm going to try it one more time and keep my stop up higher. I was using these pivots right here and thinking that the top of that order block, it came down into that order block. I wonder if I should go down below. See here, I'm using the 15-second chart only. And I'm using these pintails. Price could always come down into the pintails though, And the area that you're thinking could be support, it can sometimes stop you out before it is support. It could be support, but then at the same time, you can get stopped out before it realizes.
Order filled.
I'm going to close it for probably break even on that trade, these 2 trades right here. But it was just an experiment, really, and it might work out. Well, I'm glad I got out of it. This is just ridiculously choppy. And I guess the next area would be somewhere down in this area right here if it comes down into that area. But really, you're just blindly trying to scalp, a low probability trade. And if you get lucky, you're creating what happens is these kinds of trades can lure you into bad habits. There's got to be a reason on the higher time chart to take this trade. Now, this is back down to that fair value gap on the 15-minute chart where it pierced it and came back up sharply, right? And so that would be the only that's 5-minute chart though. On this 15-minute chart, we don't really have a whole lot. This fair value gap way over here was closed below and penetrated. It never went up and made a higher high, and it could easily come back down and whip down. There's no guarantee that this fair value gap is holding. It didn't hold, and there's nothing on the 15-minute chart. So the 5-minute chart's all we got, and it's a tiny little skinny thing that was pierced pretty deeply, even if it held, and now we got another piercing quite deeply on the fair value gap. And this is where it's at on the 1-minute chart here. You can see how it pierced it here and it pierced it here. I mean, that's just very difficult for me to trade that. I'm not saying it can't be done, but and it might work out. I got to figure out how to have a little bit better price action. I mean, it's possible. How would I take this trade? I wouldn't take this trade necessarily The only reason I took this trade up here was because it was in a off of what I thought was support and a order block, which is, if this is some type of order block, that would be a valid reason to take this trade. I mean, even now we have this reversal pattern here in the same area. If we go to the 5-minute chart and look at that, or the 1-minute chart, and we could probably go, okay, look, this might be support, right? And it's in a fair value gap area. It's 50% of the move up. If we draw the Fibonacci this way, yeah, it's right in the 50% level. It's holding in this area right here, but how do I get in it? Do I just blindly buy when it comes into that area? And look how deep it penetrates that box. Look how long these wicks are, you know? So I just don't know if I can take that kind of trade with my skill level yet. So I'm still waiting, still observing, and still learning as we watch and observe. So it's good to pay attention to all this, even if we don't take a trade. All right, this is a momentum trade. We'll see if this works out or not. It's only based on the 15-second chart. So, well, the 1-minute chart looks good too. It could just simply be faking me out, but it looks like it wants to pop up through there. Probably go sweep the highs up here. So if it does break out over the top of that, it's probably going to go to this high here. If not, it'll stop me out, and that'll be probably the last trade here on this thing. And here it comes. We'll see. Stop
filled.
Stop me out. Now it looked like I don't know why I thought, here's a failed swing high here, and it could be that it's just gonna stop people out, come back to a fair value gap before it goes up, or it just simply may be the thesis all along. It is in a choppy area. Why did I take that trade? Exactly. Forgot to really remind myself not to base the trade on the 15-second chart only. And we look at this area on the 15. I am not going to take any more trades in this time period. So we're done trading in the morning session. This was basically a lack of concentration. I liked what I saw, the pattern. I thought it was going to keep going. Why I thought there was momentum in the market, I do not know. I forgot that there was no momentum in the market right here. So let that be a lesson to me. We'll be back to trade the silver bullet in the afternoon session. I'm not going to take any more trades in the morning session. That's good enough for now. And no matter what it does here, I don't believe it's going to go up and do anything in particular. So I'll finish the recording on the end of the session here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens at the end. Okay, we are done with the silver bullet time period. It is 11 a.m., so it's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, New York City time zone, and we are done. And I'm glad I didn't take any trades. It just kept head faking. I wish I didn't take this last trade. All right, I don't mind taking trades off support, but the breakout when it was in this kind of resistance choppiness, trying to break out when you're stuck in this range is it's the worst trade setup ever. So if we're going to fail, I'd rather fail taking some trades on the bottom like we did over here on the bottom, and if I would have held that longer, we took a trade where we saw support and where we saw legitimate, reasonable, fair value gaps. And none of these trades were really that good because we just simply didn't have good price action. There was probably a good setup here somewhere, maybe on the 5-minute chart, when it came down to the fair value gap here, but it pierced so deep that I'm not even sure that I would have been able to catch it. It was so fast. It's possible on this here, if I had faith in the fair value gap, that we could have used the second pintail somehow to get in. I don't think this one would have worked. I'm not sure how I would have just blindly jumped in on that. So I think this trade up here, when it came down into the fair value gap, I basically broke even on it, and I got out of it because I felt like it was going to go down. This is probably the smartest trade of the whole, silver bullet moment here. I got in thinking it's going to go up. I saw that it was fading, and I got out before the big drop. It would have stopped me out for a full loss, and I should have stopped trading. Okay, we ended up taking 3 more trades over here during the silver bullet moment. So live and learn, keep learning. And practice. We'll be practicing the silver bullet this afternoon, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, New York City. We'll see you then. Peace.